Hello, Dearborn Heights residents. Today we're doing a chief chat with Chief Brogan from the fire department at the fire station on Beach Daily. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor.
So today we want to talk about a lot of, there's few things about, smoke detectors, with especially, for the regular residents about smoke detectors.
Mm-hmm.
What message would you like to give to the residents?
Yeah, so I think people, sometimes they hear this message so much, they almost kind of get, start to tune it out. And it's really one of the most important devices that the fire service has. When it comes down to surviving a fire in your house, the smoke detector it's a very simple device, but that's the number one thing that's going to keep you safe. And so we always talk about whenever you change your clock, so whenever spring forward or spring back, that's the time to change the batteries in your clock or in your smoke detectors.
And your clock too, maybe.
And your clock too, maybe. And then it's also a good time, once a month, it's a good idea to test it, where you just press the button, make sure it's still working. But that's you only have a small window of time to get out of your house because this fire spreads so quickly. And the sooner you find out about a fire, the better. And if you have a fire in your house at night, that smoke detector is going to save your life. And we see it happen, all the time.
So what about the carbon monoxide? Is that the same rule, Chief?
So yeah, it's the same rule. You just want to be sure that you've got good working batteries. You can have those that plug in as well. You only really need one carbon monoxide detector in your house, but it is crucial that you have one, because a lot of times there's different, especially in the fall when people are turning their furnaces back on, but it can happen at any time. That you can get the exhaust pipe clogged up, and anytime you have like incomplete combustion inside your house or something not venting properly, you can get a buildup of carbon monoxide in your house. We've had, some things, people have run power, like generators inside their garage during a power outage, or people have done things where they've run small engines inside their homes that have had a great buildup of carbon monoxide and they've gotten very sick.
So with carbon monoxide, Chief, is there like symptoms? I know people say like you get like severe headaches.
Yeah.
What kind of,
so the symptoms, a lot of times you'll get red and flushed, you'll get a headache, you'll get a little bit confused. So one of the big worries that is it can impact your decision making. So you don't always know what's going on. So having that alarm gives you an idea. Oh, there could be an issue going on here, because especially if you're sleeping, then people don't often wake up, and that's when a lot of times you see these fatal incidents with carbon monoxide.
Yeah. So for our senior citizens, we have a lot of senior citizens that live in our city. Yeah. Do we have anything, any like services for our seniors with smoke alarms, like installation, battery changes, that kind of stuff? Yeah.
So currently we don't have any smoke detectors that we can give out. We're in the process of trying to get some more. But if you'll go out and buy them, we'll always, if you call the fire department, we'll come out and we'll install them for you, and we'll take a look around your house to make sure everything looks good and looks safe. We've talked about the importance of smoke detectors. It's even more important with seniors. Once you get to age 65, your chance of dying in a fire is doubled. And at 75, it's tripled. And at 85, it's quadrupled. And so that's because when you get up there in age, your mobility isn't as good. Sometimes you might not hear or smell smoke like you would when you were younger. And then when it happens, it may not be so easy to like jump out a window or something along those lines. And so it's just imperative that you find out about it absolutely as soon as possible. And so any seniors out there who are looking for some help, always call the fire department, and we'd be willing to come out and help you out in any way we can and make sure you're as safe as you could be from fire.
So it's very critical for our seniors or anybody just to keep checking their smoke detectors.
Yep.
Make sure that they're serviceable and have batteries.
That's absolutely correct. Yep. That's the best bet.
So Chief, I know today we have a special day today. We got one of our trucks back.
Yes, thank goodness. So we've been waiting a long time. It's been actually just over 2 years to get our ladder truck back in service. And so we just got it back today. It was involved in a fairly minor accident, but in that accident, there was a torque on the front end of it. The engine was going less than 10 miles an hour. I think it was like 7 miles an hour at the point of the accident. But it twisted the frame just a tiny bit. Mm-hmm. And it's a big truck, and the only way to get that frame straightened out, there's only one shop in all of Michigan that does it, and there was a 9-month wait for it to get on there, and that, you have to strip it down to a certain point before it can get onto this machine. Mm-hmm. So, and this is our ladder truck, and a ladder truck has to be so precise that you can't have anything wrong with it. Obviously, you're gonna have a ladder up with a lot of weight and firefighters on the end of it sticking out at far angles, mm-hmm. and that thing has to be absolutely correct. Yeah. And so they took their time, made sure they had it done right, and we're very happy with the work that was done, and it's just getting back there. They're running it through its paces now, and we're going to have to start switching equipment, and then it's going to be right back in service. And it's been missed, and we'll be very, very glad to have it back.
Yeah. So I know you asked me, I know there's several questions about the fire station, the new fire station.
Yeah.
So I know we're working on it. You and I, we identified a couple locations. So this is something that we're still working on with the county. We're hoping that the county will work with us with one of the locations, but if not, we probably have to go to another location. So, obviously we're going to do soil sampling because we don't want to have the same issue with the new location as we have this station.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's something that we're still working on. We're going to let the residents know, when we get more updates.
Yeah, that's good. We're excited about that. It's a big, it's a giant project. We're great to get some funding for it. And the building is, we all know the issues with the building, and so we just see a little bit more every day, and it's just good to know that things are happening, and we're going to be moving forward with this project because it's going to be something great for the entire community.
Yeah. Well, thank you, and I think we got a lot of stuff going on, with especially with the summer coming up. Hopefully you guys are not as busy, but people have to be driving safe.
Yeah,
is like key.
Yeah,
especially we keep talking about you have to share the roads.
Yeah, for sure. Every summer we see some terrible accidents. As the weather warms up, kids are getting out of school, there's more people on the roads, and then we start to see motorcycles and more pedestrians, and these can lead to more serious accidents. So we just ask people, please be careful. Something else we see a lot of is going to be recreational fires are going to start too, and so we get frequent calls for recreational fires, and there are certain guidelines that we really want you to follow. You can't burn yard waste. That's one of the #1 complaints we get. That tends to make a lot of smoke. It's more of a nuisance type smoke that really hangs in the neighborhood and bothers everyone. You can only use seasoned dry hardwood. It has to be 15 feet away from a structure or a lot line, so you kind of have to have it more in the center of your yard. You need to have a means of extinguishment nearby, always be attended, and just the biggest thing is to be considerate of your neighbors. And so you don't want to be doing it super late at night. A lot of times police are called out for problems. Sometimes we're called out for problems with issues related to recreational fires. So just try to follow all the rules and everything should be good.
And fire extinguishers, that's a good topic to talk about. Obviously you encourage everybody to have a fire extinguisher in the house.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a critical piece to your fire safety. Along the smoke detector is #1, a fire extinguisher is #2. Kitchen fires are very frequent, and that's the #1 place that you should have your fire extinguisher, somewhere handy in the kitchen where you can get to it. And now this is only for a small fire. If it gets to be a larger size fire extinguisher is not going to cut it. You just need to get yourself and everyone else out of the house and call 911. We're not that far away. We'll come and put the fire out. But when a fire is small, that's when it can be easily be handled. That's what the fire extinguisher is for. And again, we can offer training on how to use a fire extinguisher as well. We have a couple of simulators. We have a fire extinguisher that's like a digital light with a screen with a flame on it, and so it's to practice. And they say to remember the acronym PASS, where you pull the pin, you aim and squeeze and sweep. So PASS. Pull the pin, aim, squeeze, and sweep. So you want to do a sweeping motion. Don't stick it right into the fire and just blast it. You can send everything everywhere. And never, ever, ever put water on a fire. There's plenty of videos you can look up on YouTube where someone pours a little bit of water on a grease fire and it makes a huge fireball that envelopes the entire room. So never, ever do that.
Yeah, I've seen those before.
Yes.
Yeah, not good.
No.
And again, for our residents, the fire department has on their website, they put a lot of stuff, a lot of information on there, on their social media. So please, follow their social media, and you see they have open house. There's days that they advertise for things for people to come up here, and they can actually practice how to use fire extinguishers, different things, and get to meet the firefighters. So please, stay tuned and just follow their social media, and I hope everybody has a safe summer and be safe.